Hello and welcome to another exciting adventure here in the Star Wars Saga universe. Where are we? We are on a colony planet owned by the Nemodians, or is it really? Has Darga's influence spread so far and so fast over this beaten up post-war colony planet, the Nemodians no longer have influence? Well, I probably forgot to mention that last episode that his right-hand man, his major domo, Ignan, is a Nemodian, if you didn't catch the accent I was pitching. And many of the people are still Nemodian here, so we'll have to see. Unless Rahal and his crew have big plans for taking this dirtball banana hammock over, we shall see. Right?
What?
And Darga doesn't look very overly pleased or entertained. I mean, two guys came out, took shots, right? Ooh, jetpack. That's interesting. And then he immediately just went and just took him out. So I was like, Anyway, everyone's waiting, watching. And then out comes the big three-fingered hand and the thumb, bejeweled, and tilts down. Caesar says, kill him, like finish him kind of thing. So there's Darga with his hands out, looking up at the sky at Merrick, pointing down.
Okay, I still have my...
He understand what this mean?
So there's like, all of a sudden, TC-66 goes over to the balcony, pulls a switch out of his chest, and plugs it into a jack, and then blaring over speakers over the whole arena, you hear, our Lord Darga has decided that you must finish him! What do you do, Merrick?
I'll get over the comms real quick.
Yep.
Whatever you're gonna do, Merrick, make it flashy. The big guy don't seem too entertained by the show so far.
Okay.
Is that a cover up his death, flashy, make it look good, or are you just about to drop a grenade going, okay?
No, I want to...
Everybody loves explosions.
Okay, for road rounds, what I want to do, I want to zip over, I want to grab him.
Yeah.
I want to fly up
above
the rock that he's laying beside, and then just let him go.
Okay, you fly down, you grab the unconscious Warwick, and you fly up, and then you just drop him on a rock like an egg?
Yes.
Okay.
That's harsh.
Do I really need to say what's happening? What's your wisdom, Merrick?
Good enough to know that inertia is going to hit before...
No, I mean, like, what is your wisdom score?
Oh.
What's the wisdom score?
What is your... I'm asking, sorry, Ryan, what is your character's wisdom score?
10.
10. You have 9 points left before your character is my character. That's a dark side point, my friend. 1 dark side point for Merrick. And splat. And he just does that awesome fall and just crunch and back-breaking snap on the rock and lays there and then just slowly slides off the one side as the rock is uneven and flump face down. There's
What's left of his face down?
Okay, doesn't make any noise, but you guys can all see, to your horror, the thumb and arm that's outstretched is jiggling in amusement.
Rahal does the ooh.
Yeah. Oh no, the whole room goes, oh, Jesus. Some people are like, yeah, like there's mercs in there, right? Some people are just like, oh.
Well, I got to admit, that was flashy.
What's really weird is T66, right, leans over the rail and starts sparking out of his voice receptor like he's puking. Stands up and draws a skeletal armature across his voice receptor and goes, that never gets any prettier.
That was just the beginning of my combo. I had 3 more steps past this.
The guys are like cheering and there's a little volation and things are on the up and up and people are happy about this kind of stuff and then Darga calls TC back in, so he unplugs and comes back in, yes my lord, and then he wants him to stand properly translating, so he's like, as my lord was saying, my lord has some of the best gladiators in the system. He is curious, since your guy put on a decent show, if you would pit, some of your champions, plural, against his champions. What do you say? Win your money back is the offer. Anyway, what do you say? 1,000 credits? And the droid leans in. Hey, double or nothing, eh? If you're your best against his best.
So I'll just kind of get on the comms. Hey, Poser, the fight's over. Get your way back up here. I think I'm gonna need you.
Dr. Leth, halfway through this, or, because by the time you got back up here, you slid in, you've witnessed most of this. There's a creepy looking Matrodomo watching. There's the back and forth. Zin's out on the balcony. There's a whole droid. You've witnessed, 2/3 of the scene up here. And like you said, the comms have been open, so.
Okay. Well, that was excessive.
You could possibly give Raiden aid, but some guys go out and just pick the body up and take him downstairs if you want to go down there and try to save the guy's life or whatever. Make up some kind of bullshit excuse. You are a doctor, but then again, there's also what's done is done.
Life sciences of 26. I'm pretty sure I fall from that height, landing on the rock. It's a specific crack. There isn't much I can do in the time I could get to him.
26 to do the calculations of odds of survival? Would you like me to tell you those odds?
Certainly.
Slim to none. If I'm starting at 0, if I had hit points, but if I start at 0 and he just drops me, comes down, a move action. How many squares can you climb in a single move action, Ryan? Well, actually, out of rounds, it doesn't matter. You could go as high as you want. So how high did you go?
30 feet.
You dropped him from 30 feet? So you literally get up there just above the eye line of the, thing so they can...
balcony.
It's turbulent up there. I was already at 45. It was tricky.
Okay. Yeah, that would be funny. You drop him, he just blows away over the wall. Oh, sorry, got it. Fly over, get him back. And that's when we did the switch for the ragdoll. All right. Yes. That's up to you.
No, I don't think that's...
He's very unlikely he would have survived, but that's not the DM saying that he's, dead.
It would be beyond my capabilities at this point.
Okay. So how many dark side points do you have now, Merrick? Did we ever do that retcon one?
Well, if we're not counting my time during the war, 1.
So this is your first one. Remember that interrogation where you guys were all pending? No, I think the pending stayed, but actually it was Matt later, Rahal, with the guy in the chain in the bathroom, beat him up, got one.
Yep.
Aiden's been skirting his fate for a while. Okay. So current dark side point is Rahal 1, Merrick 1. Poser is just gray as hell at 85.
Yeah, I'm at 0.75.
85%. Yeah, right. But I did tell you, that's a bullshit point. The first dark side point I give you, you're getting 2 because it's pending. Let that be clear.
I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm very aware.
Okay. There goes your light side point. So, okay. Considering the circumstances, as opposed to there's you could have done something and ignored it and got a DP, in this situation of deep cover where anything you would do aggressively to save the guy, execution otherwise, would kind of blow our cover. You leaving, it's gray, but I'll give it to you this time. But, as a Force user, just kind of watching innocents die kind of thing. It's a little bit... It's great. But
he's not innocent. And instead of having him being executed, I gave him a fighting chance.
You did. And
it wasn't much of a chance because it was Merrick.
And the adventure overrides rules talking about the executioner getting the DP. So, Merrick's got it. Okay. Well, boys and girls, that was fun. Right?
Is when we hit the ground, he was pretty relaxed. So there's a chance.
I think it might have been even more entertaining had I been like, "No, Merrick, I got this," and grabbed the axe and just started whacking. It would have taken me a few, it'd be like,
Right off the balcony.
Dr. Left screams, "Go limp." Okay.
Don't fight.
So, a new wager. My master's offering you a chance to, double or nothing on that money. You don't have to pay him the 500 right now.
Well,
your best guys.
Who am I to refuse a bet? Is he saying my best guys versus your best guys?
Yes.
Well, I think it'd only be fair to give me an opportunity to scope at least one of your best guys, because you've seen one of mine in action.
Well, my master's talking about a fair gladiatorial match, so you name your champions, and he will compensate with the correct, for his own.
All right, I'll take that bet.
It's not like the house has jetpacks to dish out, so you'll forgive us if we added a guy or two.
Double or nothing, you say?
Yep.
All right, you're on.
So they're they get all excited and stuff, but there is that minute where you guys can confer, get together. Poser comes up,
Yep.
The comms have been open. So Poser, while you're returning from your bedroom, and it's you hasten your steps because it's oh crap, he means me. It's get up there and it's oh great. So yeah, you guys are huddled up in the proverbial corner. Merrick, you land, I'm assuming, to conserve fuel.
Yes.
Okay, so if you have 10 rounds and you fly to get him, and then you pick him up, that's a round, and then you fly 30 feet, which is a double move, right?
Yeah.
You're in the air at 2 rounds, and then you need to fly to land, so that's 3. So you've burned 3 rounds of fuel, you have 7 left before you refuel.
Yeah.
Now, if they give you time, you can just go refuel. But I don't think we have jetpack fuel here. and it'd be rather dangerous for you to carry jetpack fuel. So unless you could like put this fight off somehow and go back to the ship, you pretty much got to run with seven rounds of fuel.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the jetpack fuel I'm cool with. My health.
Yeah.
This is my second fight of the day.
Yeah. Like, what are you down to?
I'm at 29.
Well, maybe I'll use some of my mighty negotiation skills to see if we can set this up for another time.
Well, how many med packs can you suck up in a day? Because you've been med packed once.
Yeah.
It's 24 hours, right?
I believe
Unless Dr. Leth wants to use that serum on you. You remember the serum we found?
Yeah.
Double med pack in a day.
How is that research coming along?
Of course, there are penalties. That you,
Oh, I can cancel out the penalties. That's fine. I mean, I certainly could. I do believe we had extras. Just a question of have we used the extras?
I don't think so.
Well,
I would assume you'd have at least a single sample of the original serum on your person, Jay, unless it's all back at the lab. And whatever you've tweaked or looked into,
yes.
Or if you've got a new batch that you want to try.
Well, he was trying to reverse engineer it, but he had the notes. So now it's like, can I produce this stuff? Then he was trying to improve upon it so there's no penalties, which that is kind of something major because the book, doesn't get into that. It'd be pretty much like making a whole new serum. But whatever penalties said serum gives, it does give you the fact that you could take 2 med packs on your back, boom, boom, and get benefits in a day. If you're willing to inject him, if Merrick's willing to go that route.
Well, I do believe that I've at least got a basic understanding of the majority of the formula, and I do believe I have a couple more samples back at the lab, so I could use this now. Certainly, if you are willing to... I suppose you would be a bit more of a guinea pig, wouldn't you?
The first time we ever see Leth rubbing his hands like Rahal. Looking at Merrick.
Will it stop this?
And I point to the bleeding blaster wound.
Oh, absolutely. In theory, it's just a med pack.
You're a good doctor.
If you guys ask, like a diplomacy persuasion, you guys want to ask for the proverbial hour to like drive back to the ship or have that stuff dropped or something?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
I would.
It would certainly make for a more entertaining event or spectacle.
Okay.
So turning to Darga, Rahal will say, now I know this may be a little unorthodox, but my man here has taken a hit in this last fight, and I don't think it would go very well if we was to just throw him into another one. Can you give us some time to prepare?
Persuasion?
Persuasion. Of 20.
21.
Not bad. Anyone adding? Yeah? 21?
21.
And anybody else helping with this?
Can I tactics it?
No, but someone else can help persuade.
I believe I can. One sec.
Provide theme music. It's the persuasion song.
Sorry, I just got to read up on one of my talents. Okay. I can actually, due to one of my talents, I can actually use the force check as my persuasion check.
Okay. So that's 22.
Yep. Or 23. Because he already has a +1.
Do you remember how I said the adventure talks about specific things, and even though like in the rules of the gray, the dark side point or whatever, the adventure is kind of favoring you, going, don't worry, only the executioner would get the dark side point. That's kind of in your favor. There's a specific instance here about how he will not stop court if, and I quote, characters need to go recuperate. So he's like,
No.
my master says no, just bring other champions. You have a whole fresh lot here. He can go in patched up on the spot, or if you want to keep your main guy out, give us new champions, but we're not going to stop the event. I mean, we've just made popcorn. And he points to the side, and somebody like brings forward this disgusting crap.
Turning
Slide
to
balls!
Rahal, it's still manageable. Give me a moment. I do have a sample on me. I just hope to save it for research later.
Now, if Matt wants to burn his destiny point to break fate on this, I'd allow it.
No, I'm not going
See if you can convince him to allow...
There's always a way, I'm just saying.
Perhaps you could convince him to allow him to come back in and re-equip himself.
Well, I did state that you, just for emergencies, have 1 dose on you.
Indeed.
So if you want to jab him, and if you guys somewhere in the 5-year gear have an extra med pack, slap it on and send Merrick back out there, great. If even after those hit points, you do a life science check and say he's still not fit for duty, you can hold him out of the fight. We have options, boys. What do you want to do?
Bring him in and I'll see what I can do. And I just turn around and start heading back.
I follow.
And then while they're off tending to Merrick's wounds, I'll turn to Aiden and Frank, or shall I say Poser and Zin, and say, so, both of you guys up for a fight?
Gentlemen, retiring from the games for a moment. People demand the money they are owed. People wounded probably want to get patched up. And the sun begins to set quite rapidly because there's that little deek behind the China Mountains, and it starts getting dark very quickly. some refreshments are served, and I believe some schmoozing between Darga the Hutt and Rahal and Zin.
Half an hour after for bed. Good.
Well, I believe we already have. Unless you wanted to sweeten the pot.
Refresh the yeah. No, you just lost. Getting the era data.
And he turns to the droid. RX-7246, my lord. A nasty piece of work, if I do say so myself.
What?
So I'll lean into Rahal and say, well, if we're getting our feet wet in this, either we're all in or we're all out, right?
Well, I think we was up to 2,000 credits on this one here. And I don't know about you, but after buying the Akalon, I'm finding myself a little short in the funds department.
Yeah. I've got about 1,000 I could scare up to throw in, but that's only if we had to.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I figure between the two of us, we can cover what we've got on the table already.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, Dr. Leth, Merrick is brought back to the main gallery up here. I believe... Did we summon Poser? Did you summon Poser back?
Yep.
Right. So let's say Poser coming from the rooms, Merrick coming from the gladiatorial locker room, and the two gentlemen are schmoozing with the Hutt.
You see that son of a bitch? He shot me. Right there. I also body damage armor, but he almost hit my gun. Yeah, little punk.
Going to keep complaining the entire time.
Well, until it stops going away. Maybe.
Weren't you in the military?
Yes. I was in a military.
Certainly, you've been shot before. In fact, I know you've been shot before. Now, be quiet, please. I need to focus.
Yeah.
And then, I suppose I should get started. And I shall, using my medical visor, I take a look and quickly scan and decide on the best course of treatment before putting it into action.
Wait 24 hours, because you can only medpack a guy once. Isn't that like the second wind thing?
Not with the special med packs that we had discovered earlier.
Oh no, the serum. You want to shoot him up?
Serum. Yes, use the serum.
Well, didn't you guys apply that just to use the first one? No, we hadn't healed up Merrick after the last battle. You serumed him up, or at least you medpacked him. So now you're looking to give him the serum and medpack, right?
Yes.
Do you remember the penalties from the serum?
Yes, the penalty is that he moves one park down the condition track.
Yes.
However, with my recent training as a battle, and my training on the battlefield with making remedies, I can cancel out that minor inconvenience.
Really? With new features in your class?
Yes, my most recent talent, battlefield remedy.
So you have to be on hand. It's not like you can bottle this stuff going now with less fatigue, and everyone can buy it over the counter. You personally, with the skill, has to be there to tweak it, or tweak him.
This is my application of the treatment.
No, that's fine. Just so we're clear. Just so that Zin doesn't suddenly, start making you offers you can't refuse to bottle this stuff. Deliver Leth right to your door. Don't think he won't do it.
Oh, I would.
Well, you got something back. That's a 16. So you get your level plus 1.
Excellent. Thank you.
This is not as effective as I thought it would be.
Oh, who's the one who's muttering?
Oh, be quiet. There's always more research to be done.
When you guys were betting, you had offered a bet of 2,000?
No, bet of 1,000.
You bet of 1,000.
And then we went double or nothing, which is 2,000.
Right, and he only agreed to it because it's a 5-on-3. To show he's got the money, he snaps his fingers, and out they come with a plate of jewels. Nice big little pile of jewels that look like they could easily be worth 1,000 credits. And then they look to you.
Paul leans over and kind of sticks his hand out to Frank. Look a brother up, eh?
Reach into my little jacket there and pull out a cred stick.
Okay.
This is it.
Okay. Ignan comes forward and politely gestures for it, plugs it into a data pad, and then nods at the mighty Darga. All wagers aye. Credible, my lord. Pumping his arms. So, with no more than the proverbial, 20 minutes to patch up Merrick, what do you give him back? What's he at now?
I'm now at a robust 33.
Okay. And Poser, I notice you're down damage from the last fight as well.
Yes, I am.
Has anyone even asked you to fight yet?
No. At this point,
Just like they want you here.
Poser heard over the comms, "Hey, Poser. Hey, Poser, come up front." And so he has just arrived, seeing Merrick being patched up and Rahal being shady as Rahal is. And is... So, Rahal, what do you need?
We'll pull him off to the side over where Leth and Merrick are patching up. So, Poser, my friend, I hate to impose this upon you, but I'm going to need your skills with that axe of yours, and not in the musical sense.
I'm sure you hate to impose this on me, clearly.
He just shrugs.
And let me guess, this is purely to get on Darga's good side and not a chance for you to earn more credits?
6 of one, half dozen of the other. Why can't it be both? But enough of that. Don't worry. You'll get your share.
So looking back at less treat injury of 16, that's... What does he get from that? 1 extra point?
He gets 3, because he's level 3, and he gets 1 extra point because I beat the DC by 1 point.
Right. So you got that clear, Merrick?
Here's Crystal.
Wonderful. Anything else before you guys, quick freshen up, little munchy platter, and...
Rahal takes a look at Poser just to assess the shape he's in.
Can I have a perception check, please?
I'll do a treat injury check of 10 just to discern how.
Yeah, he's med pack worthy. You guys might.
So I'll reach into my suitcase and pull out another med pack and hand it over to.
Okay.
Dr.
You
Leth.
guys burning them off? I know you guys barely had 1 or 2 each.
Oh, I had plenty.
Oh, that's right. You guys had a bunch on the ship too, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Well, I still have lots, but I'm down to 6.
Like on your person?
Yep.
You walking around? So you're the guy with all the satchels?
Suitcase.
The suitcase.
My suitcase.
Oh, that's great. They all think it's money in it. He's got it chained to his arm. It's full of med packs.
Yeah.
I'm sure Rahal has tossed 1 or 2 in Poser's duffel that Poser carries with him 90% of the time. So.
Oh, I thought you had your own.
So so I'll toss one over to Dr. Leth and say.
All right. Well, how many have we burned today? We've burned 2 on Merrick and 1 more now, right? So take them off your characters, boys.
Well, I burned
burned
2 because I tossed the one earlier to Merrick before the gladiator fight.
Okay.
And then I'm assuming Dr. Leth used his own this last time, and I just gave 1 for Aiden.
Okay, so let's have a treat energy to use it because the DC's 15. Otherwise, he gets bubkiss.
Well, I'll pass it to Leth for that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'll assist him with it.
Sure. Well, I think of all the hit points that Merrick missed without that +2.
I know. I will.
Well, using, again, since I already have it out, utilizing my medical sensor as well.
Okay.
So 22 to Aiden.
Yep. So another +2.
35. So
Oh,
27 hit points back.
Up to your maximum. No phantom hit points.
So that would be 30 hit. That would be 30 hit points actually because I forgot.
He starts glowing and rising off the floor. I think you've overjuiced him there, Leth.
He feels so alive.
It's so alive.
He's going Saiyan.
The corners of his mouth perk up almost into a smile. We know we're going into a danger zone here.
Am I to assume then that Poser, you are also joining in on this?
Begrudgingly, yes.
Would you mind doing me a favor and taking this with you, and I hand him over my heavy blaster?
Sure.
Thank you. You should find it has a little more kick than usual.
Are you insulting his proficiency with his axe that you've seen on the battlefield so far?
Not verbally.
Oh, okay.
So Poser will pop open the leather strap on his holster, take out his holdout blaster, spin it over, hand it to Dr. Leth, and then take his heavy blaster and stuff it in.
You wear a holdout blaster openly on your hip?
Oh, no. Actually, yeah, no, Poser would.
Oh, hey, you teenagers, wearing your pants inside out and everything. It's fashionable, sure.
I mean, he's not trying to hide it. It's one of those he needs it easy access.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have to necessarily be in a gun holster. It could just be any kind of little pouch, and you're like, aha! But, okay,
Yeah.
just double checking on the concept of a holdout blaster,
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, the only reason Poser has it is because he needs some form of ranged attack.
Yeah, no, I get it. Why bury it with stealth rolls? Fumbling
exactly.
around. Yeah, burn
Would
the
you
feet.
like me to tell you the changes that have been made to it, or would you like to find out at the time?
I would prefer not to get caught off guard, if possible.
Oh, well, as I said, it has a slight more kick. You should find that it is ever so slightly, it does ever so slightly a bit more piercing than you would be used to with a standard heavy blaster pistol.
Cool. All right. Now, as you may see, shout out to Satellite Rules lawyer and friend of the podcast, Doug Baldwin, who sent us inextricable evidence with diagrams recently about the diagonal movement going 2, 4, 6. It's really hard, but we promised to start doing that, even though he was very kind. And of course, everyone starts sending us going, hey, you should homebrew. We will if it breaks the rule of fun, but out of the gate, we're only in the second book, and we are trying to see if the system legitimately, how far it can take them. I don't think besides the whole 3/4 dark side point menagerie, that's my bad, I don't think we've really broken or leaned too far on the rules or thrown them out the window of the gate going, homebrew, that kind of thing. But if anyone out there wants to send us an email at rollmongers@gmail.com pointing out some stuff like Doug, some of the popular forums or whatever, correcting on us, we are all ears. Now, we have pre-rolled initiative because the sun is setting. And gentlemen, you find yourselves lined up at the bottom of the arena with your opponents rambling out across the top. You see a surly-looking Rhodian dressed up Han Solo style with little vest, coat open, and a heavy blaster pistol and a quick-draw holster. You see a patchwork at best battle droid, and you see 3 Gamorreans, vibro axe in hand. And they have balls too. No, seriously, they have these stressed silver glowy balls things in their hand that they're just kind of twiddling and trying to look intimidating.
Like the Bowie bulge.
The Bowie bulge.
Twiddling their balls, you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, for those who can see the map, for our Patreon and then eventually possibly on YouTube, to see the actual grid, I have raised the battle grid so you can see it, and I have put an aura circumference color on each character. This shows 6 squares. Why? Well, back upstairs, Darga is,
Friendly match, the last done. Good, government head.
my lord says, play nice. Stan, you just have to run up and slap each other or something. So hence these squares, or I should say these circles of different color, we can see for your own sort of 6-square stun range on the map. So, any questions? He's measuring the whole, the entire football field. It's silence. You can see the arrow pop up.
I don't know who did that.
Don't know who did that. So, one last thing. Called 6-6 in the book, though I think TC's more fun. TC663 shuffles forward, and before he plugs into the speakers, his voice modulator, which is just kind of like a bar of square metal-looking skeletal teeth that just glow and light up, kind of looks like a glowing harmonica. He actually reaches up, detaches them, and pulls them out, and puts them in a compartment, and then pulls out really, really, really big ones that are kind of sticking out and even wider, and clicks those in place. And then plugs into the jack, and you get a completely different audio effect from the droid, and it's like, Sukte, 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 Midowarawataka, Gladio, Lord Daga, foolish mortals, pointing at you guys. Fight! Round 1. And like I said before, we have the initiative order going. So, Merrick, at 29, you are up. Poser, at 28, you are on deck. Merrick, what do you do?
I move. I contemplate. I tactically assess the battle, which I'm now familiar with. And then I move.
And then you move.
I move. Unsimilar to dancing, but in not as rhythmic pattern.
Okay.
So 5, 10, 6.
He's not doing anything. Oh, there he goes. Dun, 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 dun.
That was 11?
Yeah.
12.
12. Okay. What is your movement? 6 squares?
Yes.
So you take a double move.
That is correct.
You have a swift action left. Anything?
There's still my pipe.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, as the setting sun goes down and lights, a good 22 of them, spotlighting 2-foot squares or 2-square spots around the edges, giving sort of an ambient light for the whole place, as Our booth is also lit up, and there's a couple floodlights, but there's a lot more. I won't say it's dark that you can't see, but it certainly changes the setting. And sticking with our, let's see, we did Mad Max, a brand new post-apocalyptic theme. You've been given brand new outfits to go over your armor. And just for funsies, we'll say that these are done up to give you the same reflex. You know, you're not hindered in your armor department, but stylish new outfits. A green one for Merrick, a orangish one, brownish for Zin, and a sort of off-color gray-white for Poser. The Sean Connery Zardoz Speedo with double Mexican bandolier is what you guys are sporting today.
Oh, then I have more than just the weapon side of Nova
Yep,
Ring.
Speedo has a little symbol of a volcano on it, spewing up ash and smoke, and the logo says Ash Peak.
I approve this.
You have no idea.
All right, I spin a swift action just to make a pelvic thrust in their general direction.
You do. And the bandoliers are very handy for, like, stowing extra stuff that,
I got some grenade stuff down there.
Well, they kind of take your backpack off you. Now, you still have your jetpack, but they take your actual, like your gear satchel and everything, and now it's all your gear's like fit for easy access.
They didn't take that gear satchel.
No. So, Poser, you are up, sir. And RX7246 is on deck. What do you do, Poser?
All right, so kind of following the same path as Merrick, sidestep to the left, and then dash straight forward to the large light gray boulder straight in front of me.
Okay. So there's a tiny boulder right in front of us at our end of the sort of football field. Merrick's moved diagonally to the left-west, getting cover behind a large rock. Poser goes right up to the next rock. These rocks are a good 10, almost 15 squares. Poser's hugging his. And anything else, Poser?
Blaster is out, and I guess switch to stun if it wasn't already.
Okay. So Poser's almost already made it to the halfway mark. And next, we have RX7246. Okay? Right out of the gate, he just takes a side strafe, steps out behind the rock they're all stacked up behind. So 1, 2 out, 3, 4, 5, 6 on his way over here. As a move action, as a standard action, up comes the arm. It's got the grenade launcher toggle under it, like the tube, and foop, and then we go straight to the back. 29 squares within range. Basically, you're not like you're in the last known position. He pulls a Call of Duty 4 and noob tubes across the map to drop it in the spawn area. A stun grenade. Foop, comes right down. And basically, he targets, knowing the squares you guys are lined up in, adjacent opposed to ours. The only one still there is Zin. So Zin, you start your day, everyone goes tearing off, and all of a sudden it's like, tink, 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 right in front of you.
Well, I'm gonna move.
On your turn. Boom. You just have enough time to, like...
I may be moved on his turn.
Yeah. So,
split.
let's talk about stun grenades. Aren't you lucky it's not a frag? Merrick, you're a resident expert. Do you want to tell him the good news?
It gives you 50 extra health.
No, come on now.
Yay.
And gives you the strength of a god. Only from the waist down.
I believe they're a 4d6 just like a frag, or are they reduced? I can't remember.
I am licensed to carry these, but I have not carried these in a long time.
You have the license, but you refuse to actually have them on your person.
Yeah, there's a story behind that. I'm actually licensed to carry every grenade that's actually in existence.
Well, I have it here. I was just curious if you actually knew. I was just trying to, you never get to use your knowledge tactics. We never get to talk to Merrick, and you're kind of in your element here. Anyway, our stun actually is several d6 with bonuses.
Do you have a license for that?
Probably not. And to be fair, 16 points on the screen of stun damage to Zin. Now, does this automatically knock him down the track?
If it passes his threshold.
Right. What is your threshold?
19.
So close. Take 16 points of non-lethal stunny owie damage. And that's my turn done. Left.
He doesn't need to make some kind of an attack roll to actually get to where he's shooting?
To hit the mark?
Yes.
I can't take 10? Because I had it memorized? No? Yeah.
No.
There's no danger in hitting it anyway. Oh, fine. I can't. I was going to try and pull that trick on you. Oh, it stands.
Well, and plus you have to compare it to their reflex defense.
Oh, that's right, for half damage.
Yep, you make a single attack roll and compare the results to reflex defense of every target in the grenade's burst radius.
That is true.
Creatures you take full stun damage, creatures you miss take half.
I'm so rusty. And obviously too tired for combat, lucky you. What is your reflex?
Let's see. Reflex save is 16.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Such a nice guy, we'll say you only took half because it falls a little short. Because I didn't roll 16. I didn't roll a miss, but I refuse to tell you how crappy that my roll was like with a 10. Okay. So you only take half. So you only took 8. So that's good news. Thank you, Dr. Leth, for keeping me legit. It is your go, Dr. Leth. Anything you want to do? Zin, you're on deck.
At the moment, I suppose I'm just enjoying the show. I may make my way back up to the stands, I think.
Oh, yeah. That's the sort of off the side menu where I've got you there. I just figured you were watching from the rail with everybody.
Oh, I thought I'd gone down to the pit for healing and such.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had everybody up there, like in the gallery, and I just, like I said, Rahal looked over Poser and turned him right to you, right? So,
well, in that case, I'm looking and watching after Poser. I'm wondering how my experiment is going.
Okay. Well, don't forget, guys, you guys are on comms. It came in very handy last time when Zin was like giving away position and stuff. I gave you that much of a bonus to sort of help in this, since you guys are a couple guys short in the field. But if you're happy with that at the moment, Leth, we'll move on.
Mm-hmm.
Zin, it is your turn. So, Karg brother number 1, you're up.
Well, I'm gonna move.
All right, that's a good idea.
That rat bastard. Go right there. Double move. Should
Okay.
give me a little bit.
So where are you going? Looks like you're panning out to the right.
Yep.
So you guys are like fanning out, trying to use the eye line of the rocks for cover. Not bad, not bad. So let me know if you want to try and climb something.
Okay.
I was at a double moves in. You got a swift action left.
No, that was a double move.
Does your rifle actually equip for stun?
No.
Oh, okay, so you actually need something else. What else have you
No,
got?
it's the stun of life.
Stun.
Somebody
I'm
told
not
so
planning.
so you're not planning. Somebody told the sniper that we're supposed to stun dudes, right?
So my job.
All right. Welcome to the podcast, guest starring as Haas, our new pilot who we left behind. We have Joe Gibson's in the house, and I have given him control, though I have the Gladiator Zarda and the Gladiator assistant robot ZX. I've given them all 3 Karg brothers. Karg brothers? Karg bros. Karg bro number 1. What do you do?
Just moving into position.
All right. So meanwhile, on the other side of the field, there he goes. Can you come back on that and tap your Q so we can see his line of path?
Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I'm trying to make a video here, James. So. Yeah, I have a present for you there, Karg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just watch my screen there. I just pull this up. Where are we?
Hold on.
There we go. Here we go. Huh? Huh? I threw up a picture of an actual miniature, like painted, and he's doing the big yell. He's got 2 axes out, Today, the Karg brothers are sporting vibro axes and energy balls.
Oh, sorry. Whoop. Right up in there. There we go.
Okay.
They have all moved.
A big spew of spanning, and you're kind of fanning out as well, but in a little tighter formation. Not quite as wide, I guess we could say. All right.
Yes.
What do you say we spend a little of our money, and I will buy the ultimate Fantasy Ground license, and you schmoes can use it for free, and we will start trying to map and play our games in Fantasy Grounds. See how that does. How does that grab you? Now I know how much Ryan and Matt really, and especially Frank, love the D20 rolling system in this, but we got to move on for progress. Take what you may. So next up we have Zeta. I am not impressed like the rest of you that I have to use. My range is completely hampered. But we do what we can, so... Oh, too far. I didn't mean to go 13, yeah, backed him off. Goes strafing forward and sort of mimicking Merrick's movements, comes up to his big rock on the left side, or the west side of the arena, gaining some cover. And I'm not going to tell you what my swift action is, besides the fact you can probably hear him cursing under his breath. Rahal, to end the round. What do you do, sir?
I take a look around the arena.
Okay. You see that first mark, the new tube go off and come down, and you see Zin take a hit and sort of roll with it. Does the Darkwing Duck Batman thing and throws up his poncho and kind of, hunkers down and seems to absorb a good portion of the blast, and he's up and running. So first Darga's like, oh, And then we see, Zin react and take it like a champ. What do you do?
Just kind of sit back with a pleased expression on my face.
All right. Again, with TC. Round 2! And there's a weird gong noise that goes off through the speakers. Merrick, you are up. Poser, you're on deck. What do you do, Merrick? Merrick's thinking.
Contemplating.
Contemplating.
Pondering. Thinking caps on. Measuring even.
This is a podcast as well. Can you tell us what you're thinking about or measuring? He's measuring the distance to Poser. He's poking his mini with the arrow.
I'm thinking what song I should sing.
You're
I like
singing-
I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty.
Thought that was for flight. When you're
You
carrying
wanna know
somebody.
what I think?
That goes back to when we actually played you at Ashley's place in Peterborough, and you picked up my NPC and flew him to the communications array. And there's this awkward silence out in space, and all of a sudden over the comm, we start hearing you singing that. It was so cool. But what are you doing now?
I am going to take a double move and take shelter behind the rock right beside Poser.
Stunning damage is half damage as well, by the way. Not just the reflex is half, but just straight up the stunning damage is half. So, period.
I can see on my video here, you guys are like discussing the damage in game chat and everything. That's cool. Your secret thoughts being broadcast. Unless you want to use the other chat for that. The Zoom
So
chat.
I take my double move,
Okay.
moving to the northeast, take shelter on Poser's left-hand side on the same rock.
Yep.
Hey, Poser, good rock you.
Poser,
Yes.
you're up.
All right. Well, as soon as Merrick runs up on me, I'm going to immediately sprint away. Because
Hey, where you go?
Because I understand spacing. And the
Draws
fact
all
that
the aggro.
one of them is tossing grenades. So, and I remember Felucia. I remember what happened with all those stormtroopers. We chucked grenades and it dropped them.
Oh.
So-
Had to open every door, didn't you?
Don't look at me. It's not my call. I don't think.
That
Should
was a
really-
group consensus.
I really should dig up those videos and post them online.
Yeah. But yeah, so double move to the rock east of me. That's about a similar size, directly in front of Zin.
Yeah, they're all about they're exploding past the sort of 10 or 2x2 square mark, peeking into others, so they're kind of counted as almost like a 3x3. But yes.
Yeah.
Get your own rock. He runs off. Anything else?
No, that's my move.
Okay. RX 7246 watches as targets fleet from rock to rock, and again adjusts his trajectory. 1, 2, 3 over here, and again popping right over a card brother and a rock and straight down on Zin. Stun grenade number 2, and broadcast. You swear, like, maybe these guys are tapped into the speakers for, like, to entertain Darga. You hear, "We'll redecorate."
All right.
And here it is. 12 plus 6 is 18. Hit your reflex.
All right. Yeah, that hit.
That hit.
Yeah, my reflex is 16.
Full stun damage coming at you. 10 points, sir.
Is it 10 or 5?
So
10,
you
because I
take
got an 18 to hit you. To your 16, so you take full stun.
So stunning damage goes like this. First, you look at it, and you take the full amount and compare that to your damage threshold. So if your damage threshold is 14, then it doesn't meet it, and you don't have to worry about dropping down the condition track. Then you have the stunning damage, and that's what you take to your actual HP. So you would only take 5 HP damage,
Why?
because that's the rules on stunning damage.
Oh, that's crappy. We're going to be here all day.
Yep.
Well, and then
Have you got a page on that? Are you shitting me? Like, we just, like, halved all that damage?
What did it say?
192 in the core rulebook.
No, I believe you. Okay, so Frank, that 16 that became an 8 actually becomes 4?
Right.
Yes.
So
Well,
we
I've taken 9 points total.
Yeah, so so you take 5 this time, and we owe you 4 from last time. Does that make sense?
So did that robot move to?
Yeah,
Get
6.
in range.
Okay, I got to refresh because I never saw him move.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
up
actually,
here.
point blank, but even if I get my +1, it rounds down. So anyway, I'm here. See, hello. You know
Okay,
what?
there he is.
I'm on the wrong. Here we go. I'm here. Hello. I see you.
Got to where? Like, that can't be in stun range.
Sure. That's
No,
a grenade
he's
launcher.
using stun-
I'm dropping
yes.
us. I'm dropping grenades out of the sky on our grenade guy.
Ew.
I'm not waiting for my aura to like catch up to his. Forget that. I have a noob tube and I'm using it. Blunk, blunk.
I mean, I should still have concealment, but whatever.
Why, you're out in the open.
There is,
no, there's big,
there is a
there's a big
rock
rock
between
between us.
you.
It goes right through the middle of that little rock.
Yeah. And he didn't even aim. What's up with that?
Okay.
Sounds like somebody's cheating.
Well, I'm gonna aim.
Well, let's put it this way. Can I have an intelligence check?
Sure. Okay.
And like I said, I'm not like hitting you. It's not bouncing off your naga. It's just kind of falling into, a 6-foot-ish radius. It's not an exact shot. Boonk. It allows me to ignore concealment. Hi, how are you? Anyway, and that's being extra nice telling you. Instead of just going, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Now we know what my swift action is. It's not aiming. It's just gathering intel. Uploading. Wink. Dr. Leth, you are up.
Name does seem oddly precise.
Now,
wonder.
the droid is jabbering on. He's, watching intently, and his big voice box is doing this constant commentary. This is on, everything. And there's, picture Darga's reaction of like, yay, when his guys get hits and do stuff, and boo when you guys counter it. You got to picture all that going on. But, this droid he's not acting like a person. He's not leaning out and using his visual sensors. He just moves to a mark and just kind of like artillery, just raises his arm, and with his head looking straight forward, just launch, And he's done it twice now.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you guys have your toys. You have jetpacks and visors, so... No, I'm not saying you can't figure out a way to maybe counter this, but...
I was going to say, he does seem... If he is using some kind of an oversystem, he must be connected at some point.
Well, like I said, because you have an aerial opponent, I just figured that, tactical tracking would be a nice... Anyway, anything you want to do?
Approve what you're thinking of right now, Ascalaf.
Yes, actually. In that case, I would like to see if I can find a slightly more removed location where I might access the computer systems of the establishment.
Okay.
Return to Rahal. Please excuse me. I don't see this going very well. I feel like I should be on retainer down there.
This isn't like a spaceship where there's a panel in every hallway. This is a broken down mansion.
I had assumed as such.
Heavy on the broken down. So if there's something like giving a signal or whatever, it's probably very obvious sitting out in the open, or it has an aerial, or, you didn't see anything like that here, and you didn't see anything like that in the locker room. You're looking for something that can transmit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big if it's a unit, unless someone is transmitting. And then that would just be gear.
Hmm.
And if it's a droid, it's built-in gear. Like I said, I have height advantage. You know what I mean? I could transmit droid to droid like a comm signal, and it could just be data like right to his brain. I could be sort of giving him a heads-up display in his head, just from what I see. But, and this is the kicker, you doubt Darga would smack him around if he has that kind of gear. And you also doubt Darga would pay for that kind of upgrade just to fix a match. Because he would have to ship this droid, who's his translator, off to Ratic all the time. Unless he wants to go see them himself. Now, I'm not saying it's a no. I'm just saying keep all those things in mind. The mystery
in that case,
slowly
I
unravels.
would like to see if I can perhaps perhaps examine the arena and see if I can find any other droids or anything that looks like it may be a transmitter.
Sure. Let's give you sort of a sweeping arc of there's 4 corners in the arena. You're squinting down this way with your visor. You're looking that way. So 4 perception checks, right? Now, this has all happened rapidly in your head, and I've given you free intel. So I'm going to ask you for, let's say you took 10, Brainiac, on your intel for me to dish this out to you, and you've spent, a move action puzzling this out. So you've got a standard or a move left, which I'll let you burn your first perception to see if you can't figure out what's going on here or find something that's obvious.
That would be... This is my first perception roll coming here.
Mm-hmm. Now, ladies and gentlemen, why didn't I ask him for an intelligence check? Well, also notice that I also countered my own argument. While I was pointing fingers at the droid, I also gave him a logical base of why it wouldn't be the droid, which, gave him ideas, but helped them know. 20 perception. You're pretty damn sure that the top right of the arena, from this top corner to right under your nose, this big arc quarter is pretty clean. The rocks look real. There's nothing on top of them. You scan the 7 odd light fixtures that are shining lights down. You don't see anything with an aerial, or a flag, or you know what I mean? Like you're working.
In that case, quickly communicate to Rahul that since he's up here as well, see if you can find anything particularly receptive, perhaps a receiver or a transmitter.
Yep, you know all about transmitting droids, Mr. Separatist.
Sure do. So I'll
So knowledge.
my turn.
Yeah. Here's something I should get from both gentlemen: knowledge, technology.
Certainly.
Jay's looking for something, but he may not know exactly what he's looking for. He could get very excited about a flag post and demand it.
Knowledge technology 30.
I got a 14.
So, this is kind of funny considering Jay and I were discussing a flashback for him and how the Arcadian planet kind of stayed out of the Clone Wars. It was kind of remote. And now Dr. Leth is explaining to the Separatist war profiteer how the tech that he used to move actually works.
I mean,
I'm not saying you don't know shit with a 14,
sense.
but like 30, it's like...
Technician versus salesman, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of like, so we're looking for a T14 model Postal transmitter within that series, and Leth just starts going off, going, well, yes, but the T14 was unreliable. It was replaced halfway through the war, blah, 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 blah. And it's, okay. You can tell by the 3 little red rings painted on the top of the aerial. Okay, well, I will doubt you two know your combined might know more, and move on. Zin.
All right, so looking up over the top of me, you said that there were lights that are kind of shining down?
Yes.
How dark is the ambient light?
You mean if one
Like
of
if
those
I shoot
lights
the lights out, how dark, yeah.
Oh, you would get 2 squares directly under said light, and they're spaced apart. So basically an entire ping, near the edge kind of thing. 2 squares would go dark, and you'd gain concealment.
And through the intercoms, I'm going to just go out and say, hey, can we shoot these guys? Because I'm sensing some cheating going on already.
Shoot him, but don't kill him. It's part of the arrangements for the match.
No kill.
No kill. Stun only, or so I'm told. Although, droids don't seem to be susceptible to stun, so I'd say shoot the droid.
That's not true. You guys can use ion against us. Not my fault. You brought a heavy blaster pistol to an ion fight because I have a droid.
All right. So,
Last words. Shoot the droid.
I heard just you can shoot him, don't kill.
Yeah, I mean, Darga didn't even lift an eyelash when a guy took to the air. Remember the last fight? Jetpack cheating? But of course, he wanted Warwick punished. He doesn't like Warwick. He really, really likes his gladiators.
So, Karg Bro 1 looks like he's kind of out in the open there.
Yep. Yes,
But,
he is.
Whip the old ex-wife off my shoulder and shoot him.
Okay.
So he's in my short range.
Okay.
Well, I don't get a range penalty out to 60 squares.
Is this a flatchet thrower? Is it an actual slug thrower?
It's a thrower, yeah.
So, like, it actually is the...
Yep.
Oh, cool. For some reason, I thought it was one of those Star Wars flatchet throwers that throw, like, the big, heavy steel dart. And they actually call guns slug throwers, because they're so quaint.
Yeah, does a 15 hit?
No.
All right.
His piggy beady little eyes looking at you. Weak! And then you see this heavy Gamorrean, like, do a Neo and fall backwards on his heels and ankles, and the bullet just goes straight through. Now, speaking of bullets going straight through, is there anything behind him? No. Okay.
And I will move.
Okay.
Take some cover.
So,
Shoot.
crack! Or there's the delayed echo, crack! And you see the...
Just enough to kind of give them some pause in case they want to, not get so close.
Slow their roll.
Yeah.
Frank, you said 15. Isn't that your damage?
Oh, excuse me. 19 to hit, 15 damage. Good call, Leth.
Leth sees everything.
He does.
So Karg Bro, does that hit you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So Piggy Boy falls backward, and we think he's doing a great big Neo, and then he just kind of like, when he comes up again, as it were, right? There's that second delay, and then there's that black ichor just starts pouring out of one shoulder, and he's like, looks down at it confused. What happened? Where's the big red beam of light I was supposed to dodge?
I look over to Merrick. He looks stunned, doesn't he?
The ultimate stun.
Oh, does this guy actually have knowledge technology? Is he wondering what the hell's going on here? Well, I guess that's not really, it's low tech. Anyway, okay. Well, guess whose turn is it now? Hey, Karg Bro, these guys aren't dicking around anymore.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. What do you do? Starts freaking out.
Pretty much just move.
Okay, I was gonna say I was waiting for Joe's tagline. Run away!
Right away now.
You don't want to blow your sponsorship, do you? No.
No.
I knew I should download the great picture of the Gamorrean with a wine glass sitting in front of Miss Piggy, and it looks like a commercial. You don't want to blow your... Okay, so...
Just moving and pulling out Vibroaxe.
Okay. Now, are you using a powerful charge?
No,
Or-
I just moved.
Okay. Yeah, stick the rock. Okay.
Yep, hug the rock.
Okay. And your brothers?
Yep, moving them now.
All right. Any attacks, or are you just doing movement?
Just movement.
All right. So it looks like all the three Karg brothers are, still cautiously jogging forward, going from rock to rock. Especially now, you see them kind of like drop their heads below their shoulder and do the football quickie run. Cradling their vibroaxes, getting serious. Zeta. Okay, I'm the guy that's in the bullet path. Now, it's 3 squares away, but I'm actually looking at all this from the back, and I see what happens to Mr. Piggy. And he looks, quickly glances over his shoulder and sees the hole open up in the stone wall. And he doesn't look upset. If anything, if a Rhodian nozzle could smile, tweak, tweak. Actually, they don't snort, sorry. Swift action. Taking it off stun. I don't need range anymore. I have lots of range. So, continuing my path actually towards the west wall and getting out on this corner here, I lean out and I see that Merrick has partial cover. The old +5 leaning on a rock kind as opposed to like the complete 10 posted up. And I'm going to shoot him. TC, as each guy goes, at this point, and the crowd becomes interested, starts like rambling backstories.
Our gladiators are an odd mix of a team that seems mismatched as it is diverse, my lord. 3 Gamorreans wielding vibro axes who snort and drool hungrily for blood. Always pounding on their armor chests and looking for a fight as the reigning champions. Our sly-looking Rhodian, who's always pacing back and forth casually, is nothing but a casual demeanor. Gripping his blaster at his hip, clenching and unclenching his fist, he waits for the fight to start and then ends it just as quickly with his dead-eye aim. And he may look cobbled together, but this battle droid assistance of Zeta's has 3 protoceptors and a massive grenade launcher. He may stand stuck still in a fight. He may barely move, but it's all over after you see the grenade drop.
And that's the commentary you're getting from the loudspeakers. While I'm scrolling like mad trying to find Zeta. Where'd you go? There he is. Rolling my new galactic speckled red dice for all kinds of miscreants. Heavy blaster pistol. Now let's talk about a feat that has not popped up in our game yet. Careful shot. Or has Merrick actually used that?
No.
Aiden? Point blank,
Want me to look
opening up precise, opening up careful. Because precise shot, now I can shoot you guys while you're, mixing it up in melee with my Gamorrean friends. And careful shot, if you, pulled up in the rules lawyer, I'll actually get into the hit here. Yes, please do.
Careful shot. You are particularly skilled at aiming your attacks. If you aim before making a ranged attack, you gain a +1 bonus on your attack roll.
Yes. Now I didn't get a chance to aim because I moved. And what's worse, I just rolled a natural 1.
Mishap?
I know there's no like crits in this. 20s are like double damage. I honestly forget. We've done so many podcasts and we got our heads almost wrapped around second edition rules. The 1 is just a miss, isn't it? There's no...
Like 20... no, we're not playing like a crit deck or anything like that. It was just a miss.
No, but like the actual rules as written in Star Wars is 0. Yep. Like 1 is just
there's no fumbles or anything like that.
Yeah, 1 is a miss. But it does, like if you rolled a 2 and added your +15 and could pull off that 17, if you rolled a 1 and added your 18 to hit at Sith level, you would still miss. Like it always yes. misses no matter your modifiers. So right. there is that. So yeah. He leans out, cracks off a shot, and there, for some reason, there's that blaster bolt ping spark right off the rock next to your head there, Merrick, but it's a clean miss. And the Rhodian looks pissed.
Stun bullets, too.
Rahal, you're up and ending the round.
So I'll get on comms, and I'll say, Posa, there's 2 of them pig faces on the other side of the rock from you. Merrick, there's 1. We got a droid sitting central in the back. He ain't moved much. He's lobbing grenades at you guys. His aim seems a little bit too good. And I can't see. the Rhodian from here, but I heard that shot go off, Merrick, so be careful.
Yeah, we see the blaster bolt like erupt from behind the rock. You kind of get the idea where he is.
And then I'll take a good look around to see if I can see any equipment.
Now, with your perception, okay, you are calling out positions.
Yep.
So you're kind of like taking your 10 on that, just seeing what you see. And now, as your second move action, because talking is kind of for free, you do it. You're kind of, he's scanning right to left, you're scanning left to right kind of thing, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Okay.
Taking a look to see if we can find a transmitter or anything.
Yeah, you don't see any box on a wall with a couple aerials out of it. Like I said, you don't see any aerials on top of lampposts in that corner. You know, looks pretty good.
Round 3. But we have to wait till next Sukte. Say goodnight, Lord Darga.